How are companies, local governments, and universities promoting well-being? And what does well-being mean to the new generation and young people? I'll be exploring this topic.
True happiness for the next generation. Well-being, a bridge of smiles.
I'm going to find out. Let's go.
One company incorporating well-being in management and generating interest is Marui Group. They operate commercial facilities in major cities across Japan and have expanded their business by transforming their stores from those that sell products to those offering new experiences. And from 2008, they've been making efforts to reinvent work styles and were selected by the Japanese Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry and the Tokyo Stock Exchange as a health and productivity stock for 5 years in a row.
Excuse me.
Good morning. I'm Kojima, the Chief Wellbeing Officer of Marui Group.
We spoke with Reiko Kojima, Marui Group's industrial physician and Chief Wellbeing Officer.
Last year, Marui Group published a new midterm management plan, and we publicly committed to pursuing well-being as a business objective.
Ms. Kojima shows us something that reflects the achievements of Marui Group's efforts. These pictures, snapshots of a key conference on company management.
It looks somber. They're all middle-aged men.
Exactly.
On the left is a picture from 2008, and on the right, the most recent. The atmosphere is clearly different. What kind of change was there?
At Marui Group, we have a system of raising your hand for all projects and important meetings across the company.
Raising your hand is a system by which employees decide on their own to voluntarily change their assignments, partake in important meetings, and carry out other work duties. Back in 2008, management personnel were required to attend every important meeting. As the meetings were mandatory, motivation was low, and they say participants could often be seen falling asleep. But through the efforts of Ms. Kojima and her team, and the switch to a raise your hand system, meetings became livelier. The sex and age of participants broadened, and there was greater diversity among members.
We believe that raising your hand and making your own choice is the heart of well-being.
Rather than working while constantly thinking only about delivering results, employees can carry out their duties to realize their own fulfillment and sense of purpose. This is the well-being that Marui Group is aiming for. And from 2016, they launched a company-wide well-being promotion project.
Overflowing with happiness. This group of young employees. Hello.
We spoke with young employees who raised their hand to join the project this year about the meaning of well-being.
I'm a child of well-being. You're probably the only person in the world who calls himself that.
Hiroaki Miyoshi is a third-year employee and is involved in developing logistics systems.
Well-being is all about working energetically. There are 24 hours in a day, and say you work for 8 of those. That means a third of your day. So I think the condition of work being really fulfilling and doing that energetically is the true meaning of well-being in a person's life. Doing work energetically every day with the feeling that it's fun, that you're radiating positivity, is what I think well-being is all about. Are you full of life? I'm filled with life. Sounds great. I felt that the moment I saw your red socks.
The HR department's Akino Fujiwara, who's been with the company for 4 years, says she feels a sense of well-being when carrying out her hiring duties.
I really identified with how each person here was pursuing happiness, and that's why I joined the company. My work right now is hiring people, and when students who truly want to work at Marui Group join us because what they themselves want to realize ultimately aligns with what we offer, it makes me really happy. And by cheering them on, I feel a very strong sense of well-being.
In this way, Marui Group links what employees are interested in to their work and promotes work styles that realize well-being. One example is the K-pop division. It's a unit in which employees who are into K-pop organize events and provide information for customers who also like K-pop. There are others, such as the anime division and vegan division, where employees can turn what they like into work.
People who come up with proposals on things they want to do and can execute those ideas are full of life and energetic, even if the work may be a bit tough. Self-choice is a very important factor of well-being.
By promoting well-being in management, the company has put smiles on the faces of employees and is also driving its businesses towards success.
Wellbeing.
Well-being is also spreading across universities.
Excuse me. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Nice to meet you too.
Professor Akihisa Fukazawa is a former businessman who built a career at Shiseido. After leaving the company to teach at the university, he launched a well-being project research group centered on career education.
2030 is the goal of SDGs. The students now will be in their 20s in 2030 and still too young to lead society. And when they do enter society, society will only have started to actualize SDGs. And I wanted to create opportunities for them to take one step toward that. That was how this started.
One student has been participating in the group's activities with a special sense of purpose. Yuka Saito, a third-year student in the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences.
I learned about the word well-being when the group was launched in July of last year, and I really started thinking more about what happiness means to me.
On this day, the group's members get together for a meeting.
I feel people take happiness for granted now, and that's why there are more people who don't feel happy. I completely agree. Japan has the third biggest GDP in the world, and we have an overabundance of material things. That's why it's hard to realize what happiness is.
What Ms. Saito and other group members hope to achieve through their activities is to promote the idea of well-being. Representing the group, Ms. Saito took the stage at a certain symposium. The Well-Being Symposium, hosted by Nikkei. It's a forum attended by numerous experts and corporate leaders with the aim of promoting well-being.
This symposium will now turn to what we call well-being natives. The future generation will learn how they learned about well-being, their activities, and motivations. I enjoy absorbing things I didn't know about before.
I feel sharing happiness means I'm happy and everyone is happy.
I think more people have become aware of well-being.
Then a question is directed at Ms. Saito, a third-year university student who's in the midst of her job hunt.
When choosing a company, will you go with one that's positive about well-being?
I want to choose a company that thinks about well-being.
What would the standard be?
Whether they have an environment where employees can work energetically. The atmosphere is the most important aspect. Being accepting of others and sharing ideas, having the ability to talk about yourself leads to greater confidence and can allow you to work energetically. I really believe that when people are connected, happiness is shared and everyone can become happy. If we can create that chain, Japan will become a better place.
I truly hope that through more dialogue, we can realize a society of well-being. Thank you for today.
Young people have a strong sense of understanding about the need for well-being. The leaders of the future are sincerely thinking about the happiness of themselves and others in schools and workplaces and taking action. The symposium also discussed the creation of communities centered on well-being. The moderator was Takehiko Nagamo, the Executive Managing Director of Smart City Institute.
We wanted to measure happiness and comfortable living, what we call well-being, whether it's attainable.
Mr. Nagamo devised indicators to measure how comfortable towns are to live in and is applying them to promote the creation of people-friendly communities.
Excuse me. Hello. Nice to meet you.
We asked him about what kinds of things his indicators reveal.
There's a tendency for people who take on challenges to gather in places where livability is high. People who live in a place because it's comfortable to live in generally have a high level of ability and are adventurous and take on challenges. That's why when you create a town where livability is high and has the potential of realizing well-being, it naturally draws many people and companies, people who do new things, and there's a positive circulation.
Do such towns of well-being actually exist in Japan? We asked Mr. Nagamo.
There's a town called Sakai in Ibaraki Prefecture. It's a small town with a population of only about 25,000 people, but it's starting to give birth to many new things. I believe it's a town that created a cycle to produce new things one after another.
The town is in Ibaraki, which ranks 46th out of 47 prefectures in terms of attractiveness. There's no railway station, and the closest station is about a 30-minute bus ride away. It takes an hour and a half by express bus to reach from Tokyo, and in no way is it a convenient place. So what exactly about the town reflects well-being? We visited what's called a roadside station, one of their few attractions, which was renovated 4 years ago.
It's an impressive roadside station. What's famous here? The tea? The rice crackers?
The roadside station is filled with the town's specialties and products, such as locally grown vegetables, and is bustling with customers. What kind of town is Sakai? We first asked the people who work here.
Living here, I feel the town is rapidly growing compared to before. Every day is fun because something is always changing. I just love Sakai.
They say the town is fun, and they love it here. That's a strong vote of confidence. We spoke to some other people.
The support for parents is very good. All children have free medical care until they're 20 years old.
We have cafeterias for children and lots of facilities for them to play.
The first challenge of Sakai was helping parents raise their children. Sakai has a system to subsidize medical and other costs and operates children's cafeterias where meals are provided free at 15 shops and restaurants throughout the town. What's more, the local park has been fitted with a big roof to allow children to play even when it's raining. And the investment in children also extends to education.
They subsidize the cost of English proficiency exams. I passed level 3.
Sakai's second challenge, English language education. Sakai hires certified foreign teachers and dispatches them to each school. Subsidies are also provided for English proficiency exams, and they say the passing rate is higher than the national average. In addition, Sakai is carrying out a town building initiative with the future in mind.
My grandchild has to travel quite a distance to school, so it would help me if there was an autonomous bus he could ride.
Sakai's third challenge, mobility. In 2020, Sakai became the first town in Japan to start practical operations of autonomous buses. While routes are still limited, the addition of transportation in a town without rail lines offers hope for the future. Sakai in Ibaraki Prefecture has been making efforts to promote well-being. For what reason are they taking on these various challenges? We spoke with the person leading the charge.
Hello, I'm Hashimoto, the mayor of Sakai. The actual mayor?
Mayor Masahiro Hashimoto is the top official of Sakai.
Like every other rural town, we face financial struggles and a declining population, with falling birth rates and greying residents. In this situation, we still want people to keep living here, to move here and remain residents. I started thinking about making this town like that 8 years ago.
And to draw in new residents, he says they're carrying out a certain initiative.
Look over there. He did it! Wow! You have skills.
The fourth challenge of Sakai, rejuvenation through sports. Completed in 2021, the Sakai Urban Sports Park is a facility that can also host international competitions for BMX, skateboarding, and inline skating. By constructing a park rarely found in other regions, they're looking to enhance the branding of the town. That's not the only new sports facility they've set up. In 2020, they constructed a competition-level, Olympic-sized field hockey pitch. Mazuki Arai is a former Japanese national team member who moved to this town and is carrying out activities such as teaching field hockey to local children.
Seeing the smiles of people is well-being for me, and I believe it can be a source of vitality. I see smiles of joy when children accomplish something, and mothers also break into smiles when they see their children enthusiastically doing something. It might seem trivial, but that's when I feel a sense of happiness.
By building high-level sports facilities and drawing in influential people to become residents, the town is giving birth to a new sense of pride among local people. Sakai has taken on various challenges, but where exactly does the funding come from?
One source is the hometown tax system. We're the top destination in the Kanto region for 5 years. What do you give to taxpayers in return? Right now, the most popular item is rice. We have many farms in the region, so rice is a major product. That's followed by Hitachi beef. It's a top beef brand of Ibaraki, and we have many farmers raising Hitachi beef cattle. I'm not surprised it's popular.
We asked the mayor a question.
What does well-being mean for you? It's the level of happiness and civic pride. In Japanese, we say aichaku, or attachment, a fondness you feel. Until now, we're a town that no one even knew the name. We had nothing. But now many people in the area say Sakai is a great town and have a sense of pride. That feeling is gradually spreading across residents. In that sense, I believe it's leading to a greater sense of well-being.
Well-being.
Funded by donations through the hometown tax system, Sakai has been carrying out reforms to make the town more livable. As a result, they say a feeling of fondness, of attachment, has been stirred up among residents and is giving rise to a feeling of well-being.
We saw many examples this time, and while many people still only have a vague idea of the word well-being, companies and local governments are continuing to carry out specific initiatives. This may be a transitional stage, but it's clear that they are slowly bearing fruit. By taking specific action, it's possible to achieve success and make everyone happier. We hope that this program will give you, the viewer, new ideas and motivation to work together with people around you to realize well-being.
Well-being will be the yardstick of happiness for future generations. Why not take action in your workplace and communities?
Well-being!